Before we get started with the video, I hope you're all having a great weekend. And I just want to let you know that I recorded the majority of this video prior to the announcement of Red Dead Redemption 2 coming to PC November 5th. I posted that video yesterday, and most of you are aware of that. So I didn't really mention Red Dead Redemption 2 for PC, maybe once or twice in this video, but it wasn't about Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC. It was specifically about a VGN article from like a week ago that I'm finally getting around to giving my thoughts about. So just want to get that out of the way. The reason why I don't really talk about Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC coming November 5th in this video is because I recorded the rest of the video prior to the announcement of Red Dead Redemption 2 coming to PC on November 5th. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy my thoughts regarding the possibility of Red Dead Redemption 2 not getting any story DLC. And as always, you're welcome to chime in with your views, opinions, thoughts as well below in the comments section. Okay, so last week there was a VG 24/7 article that I didn't get a chance to go over. And it was an interview they did with somebody at Rockstar. A few things they talked about, new roles. They teased a few ideas for roles. I don't know if anything official was confirmed. Like they joked about some sort of photographer role and like a lawman role, which we already kind of knew about, that was the direction they wanted to eventually take the bounty hunter. And then some sort of villain outlaw role. But the other thing that they discussed that a lot of people wanted me to, I guess, share my thoughts on was apparently Rockstar is not working on a story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2. Now I realize I'm galloping around in Red Dead Online, but you know, I already beat Red Dead Online on the PS4, and if I was to be galloping around on Red Dead Online on the PS4 right now, spoilers. And I didn't feel like hooking up my Xbox One, because that's where my Black Hat Arthur Morgan is. But anyways, I thought I would just talk about what was discussed in that article. By the way, I'll link it below in the description section if you guys want to read it yourself. I'm sure most of you have read it already. And I realize this is a week old, and that's why I posted this over the weekend, like just a weekend video. Because, you know, I usually stream on, Saturdays and Sundays anyways. It's just an extra thought, extra video. Something I wanted to get off my chest. But before we do, I actually did complete something for the collector. I need to go ahead and make that sell real quick. Let's see. Pay the bounty. I got to send mail.
What would you like to send?
Alright, so I got to send this. I'm going to get, $70 for this? Okay. Boom.
You can count on delivery.
Thank you. Thank you. Alright. So I got a little money for that. It's like the first one I got to do, actually. I got 1,000 XP for it. Nice. Alright, so I don't need anything. I got a ton of stuff in my freaking mail thing.
Good day to you.
I think I came close on one of those, but I was like one off. But that was the very first one, actually. I fully completed and had mailed away. So I guess I got 70 bucks out of that. Woohoo! Alright, so let's get back to Red Dead Redemption 2. Hopefully you'll forgive me for not actually having that in the background while we have ourselves a little chat. So, as far as we know, according to Rockstar from that VG 24/7 article, at the moment, officially they have no intention or plans of making a story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2. And that obviously is something that has bummed out a lot of people within the Red Dead community, myself included to a certain degree. I wasn't expecting like tons of story DLCs. At the very least, it would have been nice if we would have gotten, say, a Red Dead Redemption 2, Undead Nightmare 2 style DLC, similar to Undead Nightmare for the first Red Dead Redemption game. That would have been awesome. But Rockstar obviously is focusing their efforts on Red Dead Online. And I'm somewhere in the middle on this. On one hand, I do want some Red Dead Redemption 2 story DLC content. But at the same time, I can also understand why Rockstar is focusing on Red Dead Online. Now, this direction, this strategy by Rockstar, and probably influenced by their parent company Take-Two to some degree, started with Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, when the game launched just over 6 years ago, their intention was to make DLC for both Grand Theft Auto 5 Story as well as DLC for Grand Theft Auto Online. In fact, I think they were planning 3 story DLCs for Grand Theft Auto 5, one for each of the primary characters. One for Franklin, one for Trevor, one for Michael. But ultimately, those story DLCs got scrapped, and the content that they made for those story DLCs ended up ultimately getting recycled into future content for Grand Theft Auto Online, because obviously they were making pretty good money, they being Rockstar and Take-Two, from Grand Theft Auto Online, courtesy of the shot cards. Yes, the shot cards. Now, not everybody purchases shard cards. Some people grind the game, and they make their money that way. But obviously, they've done quite well making monies for Grand Theft Auto Online through monetization. And over the past 6 years, they have a pretty large Grand Theft Auto Online community that plays every week. Millions of players every single week. And that's still happening, going on 6 years. Now, it's understandable that they would want to adopt the same strat with Red Dead Online. Even though a lot of us want a story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2, it's quite possible from a financial point of view that maybe, just maybe, it would be more costly for them to focus on a story DLC as opposed to a online DLC or online DLCs or online content, online updates. And maybe that's an issue they've had previously. For example, there were story DLCs for Grand Theft Auto 4. Let's see, the Lost and the Damned and Ballad of Gay Tony. First, they came out for Xbox 360. Then about, a year later, they came out for the PlayStation 3. Now, both those story DLCs were awesome, by the way. And the Undead Nightmare DLC for Red Dead Redemption 1 was also awesome. And I don't even like zombies. I've mentioned that a time or two. But I love that story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 1. Maybe the issue here is, cost, right? They have to put a certain amount of money into making a story DLC or regular online DLCs. Money for the staff, for the developers, for hours, blood, sweat, and tears put into scripting and making and coding and building all this content for an update, whether it's a story DLC or an online DLC. And this is just my theory, my thoughts and opinions. You're welcome to chime in below in the comment section with what you think. But I feel like they've probably looked at the numbers, they being Rockstar, and once again, maybe there's some influence from Take-Two. It's possible. Where they looked at the numbers and they've just determined that they can make more money with online updates, online content, online DLCs, as opposed to story DLCs. Now, Rockstar, as most of you know, is a pretty large development house in the world when it comes to video games. They have several studios, 2 large ones, like one in Scotland, Rockstar North, which predominantly focuses on Grand Theft Auto. Meanwhile, Rockstar San Diego focuses primarily on Red Dead, but Rockstar Worldwide, all the studios, including the smaller ones, there's a few smaller ones, they work together, they coordinate. And I think all the studios work together on finishing Red Dead Redemption 2, leading up to launch last year in late October. It's hard to believe it's been almost a year since the launch of Red Dead Redemption 2. Time certainly flies, as they say, but unfortunately, they only have so many people, right? I realize that they could, theoretically, they could do both if they wanted to. They could hire a new staff, create a new department, a new studio that focuses on story DLC, and have them focus on making a story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2, while they have a separate team focusing on online content for Red Dead Online. Now, in a best case scenario, in a perfect world, that's what I think most of us would like, because it would please everybody. Well, it would never please everybody because, as the old saying goes, you can never please anybody. You try to, believe me, it doesn't work out. But at the same time, there's also the possibility that no matter how big Rockstar might be, and the fact that they have, I'm guessing, thousands of developers under their employment, they're probably also working on other projects. You know, the rumors out there range from Bully 2 to Grand Theft Auto 6, and maybe they're working on both those games right now at the same time, and they just can't, send any more developers towards working on a Red Dead Redemption 2 story DLC, and maybe they feel like the story's been told from start to finish. And to Rockstar's credit, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a very big story. It's at least bare minimum 50, 60 hours of gameplay. And that's not even if you decide to do all the side quests and go all completionist and be like an achievement hunter. That'll even add even more time to it. And plus, just roaming around doing random nonsense or being a black hat like with my current Xbox playthrough as Arthur Morgan. That's my black hat character right now. Eventually, we'll do a Black Hat 6 somewhere down the road. Maybe sometime later this month. I also would like to do a Undead Nightmare stream. If you guys like that idea, let me know below in the comments section. So I think that's the issue. It's just a cost-reward ratio. Maybe they just don't have enough assets, enough developers that they can put towards making content for Red Dead Redemption 2 story, while at the same time having a team dedicated to Red Dead Online. And maybe they just have to focus. Like, okay, we have to make hard choices. We put plenty in Red Dead Redemption 2, but, their focus, obviously, at the moment is Red Dead Online, as well as, to a lesser extent, Grand Theft Auto Online, because I'm sure we'll probably get a December update for for Grand Theft Auto Online. That's hopefully a possibility. And it's also quite possible we may get another Red Dead Online update before the year is over. Maybe not new roles, but maybe like new horses, some additional content, as well as maybe more Land of Opportunity missions. That story still hasn't wrapped up yet. So that is also the possibility that their development team simply is just having to focus on Red Dead Online because of the sad reality that they stand a better chance of financial gain by making online content as opposed to story content. I mean, I'm sure they've looked at the numbers, and unfortunately the numbers don't lie. And the fact is, there's a lot of us that would go back and play a Red Dead Redemption 2 story update. But there's also a lot of casual players that bought the game, that have played Red Dead Redemption 2, enjoyed the game, but have moved on to other games. There's plenty of gamers out there that are like that. And there are even gamers, believe it or not, that did not enjoy Red Dead Redemption 2 for whatever rhyme or reason. Crazy people, right? Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with them. But yeah, a lot of them either sold their game or gave away the game, and they have no intention of ever coming back to Red Dead Redemption 2. So the factors that we have to consider when it comes to the reality, the possibility that we may not be getting a story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, at the very least, I think that Rockstar could just get, maybe give us some free packs. Like, for example, add content that they've added courtesy of online. Like, for example, some of the weapons. The Lamar revolver, as well as the Evans repeater. They could have added those into Red Dead Redemption 2 story. They could have added some of the new horses. At least the top tier versions. The rank 20 versions of those horses. The Breton, the Trader horse, the Collector horse, a.k.a. the Foxtrotter Mark II. They could have added those to various stables throughout story mode for Red Dead Redemption 2. Even if it was just I guess you could call it the Epilogue Award, right? After you get to the Epilogue, then you unlock the Lamar, then you unlock the Evans, as well as the ability to purchase, some of those horses. That would have been cool if they would at least do that. But at the same time, unfortunately, as of right now, they have not, for whatever rhyme or reason. Maybe Rockstar's legitimately concerned that if they do that, then maybe there's players out there that would figure out how to dupe those items into online in order to get around having to pay for a Lamar revolver or an Evans repeater. Now, I think that most of the community that wanted the Lamar Revolver or the Evans Repeater have already purchased those, so that's not the issue. And I also think that the majority of the community wouldn't do that when it comes to the new horses either, courtesy of the Frontier Pursuits update. But at the same time, there are a few players out there that would try. And I know this to be true because Franklin's Buffalo back in Grand Theft Auto 5, right? Which is now called the Buffalo S. Originally, that version of the Buffalo was not available in Grand Theft Auto Online. But somebody figured out how to glitch Franklin's Buffalo S into online and a few other story mode vehicles as well in order for players to get. So if they could do it in Grand Theft Auto Online, chances are somebody could figure out how to do something similar in Red Dead Online. I'm not saying that it's possible, but it's always a thing, an issue to contend with. So maybe Rockstar has legitimate concerns as to why they don't add new horses or new weapons, at the very least to story mode, as some sort of free update to the game. That would be cool if they did, you know, a little extra something for everybody that bought Red Dead Redemption 2 and currently playing Red Dead Online, like as an added reward. You want to roam around with the Lamar Revolver and Evans Repeater in story mode, or ride around on the Breton, or the Foxtrotter Mark II, or the Trader Horse. There you go. Additional content for Red Dead Redemption 2. And another thing that a lot of us would like to see, including myself, at the very least, maybe a repackaged version, remaster of Red Dead Redemption 1 as a story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2. You could like serve two purposes. I've mentioned this a few times already. I think most of you already know about this. The idea of having Red Dead Redemption 1 remastered and repackaged itself as the story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2 for current gen, for Xbox One, PS4, which would at the same time also add Mexico as an expansion to Red Dead Online, because Mexico is over here. It is across the river. I have ventured over there and online a few times prior to the Frontier Pursuits update. I don't know if we can still go over the Mexico or go up to the northeastern part of the map like I managed to do. But at the same time, it is over there. Like, Mexico does exist. It doesn't have the towns from Red Dead Redemption 1. And like El Presidio's over there. It's kind of like a skeleton of El Presidio, but it's over there. So it's there. And it's just waiting as a skeleton to be expanded upon for perhaps a future update. And what better way to do that than the 10th anniversary of Red Dead Redemption 1, which is coming up in May 2020. So maybe Rockstar's working on that in secret as a story DLC and for Red Dead Redemption 2, as well as an expansion for Red Dead Online, allowing us to eventually legitimately go to Mexico. That would be cool. But anyways, that's my thoughts about us possibly not getting a story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2. If it doesn't happen, it sucks, but at the same time, from a financial point of view, I kind of sort of understand. It still doesn't change the fact that it sucks and that I, along with everybody else, would absolutely love a story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2, whether it's Red Dead Redemption 1 remastered, along with a Mexico expansion, or some sort of Undead Nightmare 2 scenario that's just like an alternative story, similar to Undead Nightmare, that pits the Vanderlyn gang up against aliens, or werewolves, or vampires, or something else entirely. But anyways, that's my thoughts, my views, and opinions regarding the possibility of us not getting a story DLC in Red Dead Redemption 2. Bear in mind, Rockstar is very secretive. They're not very transparent, and they like to compartmentalize a lot of things. So just because they said we're possibly not getting a story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2 does not mean that we won't get one. It also means that there's the possibility that we won't if we go by the track record, especially when it comes to the fate of the story DLCs for Grand Theft Auto 5. But anyways, I want to know your opinion about this whole issue. Do you think that Rockstar is secretly working on a story DLC, or do you think that what they said in the VG247 article, linked below in the description section, is probably the truth, that they're just focusing their efforts right now on online content for Red Dead Online, as well as Grand Theft Auto Online, and their future games, possibly Bully 2 and or Grand Theft Auto 6. Your views, thoughts, and opinions are always welcome below in the comments section.